Let's take a quick look at our project dashboard. This area here is your project media library. You can gather your media for your video while you make it, or front load your media at the beginning. I highly recommend to students that they front load most of their media before they actually make their video. Keep in mind, when you add project media to this area, it's not yet part of your video. It's important to emphasize that to students. This area is kind of like a vision planning board. So let's add some media now. If I go up here to add media, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to add some stock media. And let's say I'm making a video on owls. I want to front load some clips of owls for my owl video. Let's select 3 and add them to my project media timeline. So now they're in my project media library area, and I can actually keep them there, or if I decide I'm not going to use one, I can right click on it and delete it. Once again, these clips are not in my video yet. To make my media part of the video, I simply drag it down to the correct track. There are 3 tracks available. You have a text track, a video track, or an audio track. You can also click the plus sign here to add an additional video or text track or an audio track. I like to explain to students the tracks are like layers, and what is on the top layer will layer over what is under it. So let's drag one of these media clips down. Since it's a video clip, I'm going to drag it to my video track. I can adjust the volume if there is audio inside my track, and this might be something you use more for your audio track right here. So you can adjust the volume of the entire track. You can also click these 3 dots here to move a track up or down. So if you're layering tracks, that's super helpful. You can rename your track. You can also change the track height. So I'm going to do that on the video so you can see what this looks like. Right now, the default is regular, but if I click small, it just kind of shrinks everything. This is helpful when you're working with a lot of tracks, if you're kind of making an advanced video, and you want to shrink down the track so you can see how many you have. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to change the track height to regular. This is also where you can delete the track. So if you add a track by mistake, or you don't need a track anymore, it will delete the whole track, not the clip, the entire track. You can also shrink or expand your tracks by clicking the zoom or the pan. You'll notice that video clip that I just added is just kind of shrinking and expanding. If you're making a longer video, you want to make sure that it's kind of shrunken down a little bit so you can see all of the things that you're adding to your video. You can preview your video as you make it in this preview pane. So you'll notice now that I've added this owl down to my video track, it's showing up in my preview pane. You can start at the beginning here, or you can jump to the end of the clip. So I can go back here and then just play my owl moving his head. So this is kind of a neat feature that allows you to preview your video at the different stages to kind of see how it's coming. I'm going to pause that right there. Keep in mind, you can also watch your video in full screen mode. So we'll open this video so you can preview it in a larger way. Another thing I want to point out is that this blue vertical line is called the playhead, and that marks the current position on the track timeline. So you'll notice when I move this, it's also moving my video on the preview pane. The numbers below the preview area signify the point where the playhead is in the video. So you'll notice right now it's at 11 seconds. If I move that, it's going to change that number. And the number on the right is the total length of my video. So my video here is 43 seconds long. Let's look at a few more features here. Before we do, I'm going to add another bit of media to my track. I'm going to add some text. So let's take a look at some of our options here. First of all, you have the undo button, which always helps in any single platform that you're working in. It's always good to be able to undo a mistake. We have the redo button here. And then this particular feature is called split. So you can actually drag your playhead, make sure whatever clip that you are wanting to split is selected, drag the playhead to where you want to split it, and then you can split your clip here and drag it where you need to drag it. You'll notice too that there are these little plus signs here, and this is a transition that's automatically added to any clip that you add to your video. If you click on it, right now you'll notice that we have a crossfade clip. But if I double click on it, I can either remove the transition or change it out to another transition. I can also change the length of that transition. So that's split. You can also, with this particular feature, if you click that drop down arrow, you can change the audio levels if you have an audio track, and I'll show you how to do that in a future video. You can also change the opacity of a clip, a video clip, or a text clip by clicking opacity, and then you can actually select different points in the video and you can lower the opacity. And so I'll show you what that looks like when I go play it. The opacity is going to dip a little bit right there, and then it's going to come back. So that's that feature. You can click on any track and edit it. And depending on what it is, it's going to give you the option. So if it's a text track, you're going to be able to edit that text. And I will also talk more specifically about this in a future video. So I'm going to cancel that. And then, of course, you have some filters. So if I'm clicking here on my video track, this is going to allow me to add a color filter onto that particular video. So if I select bleach, you'll be able to see what the original track looks like and then what it would look like if you applied the filter to it. And then you can choose if it's just the selected clip that you want to apply the filter to or all clips. And then you click apply. And you'll be able to see that I've just kind of changed and added that filter to this, this video track. And then you can always delete your clip by clicking there and deleting whatever it is that you added to your track timeline. So in a nutshell, this is just your basic platform for WeVideo. We're going to talk about adding media in future videos, and I'll get more specific with that. Keep in mind your video will save automatically as you work. If during your work you need help or you need assistance from WeVideo, if you click here, you can take a look at their Getting Started guide or WeVideo Academy, or you can also contact WeVideo support if you are having some technical issues.